Please be seated. I welcome you to today's very special program, and I consider it a privilege to be in the midst of these distinguished officers of the Nigerian Army. It's a privilege. So you're welcome. Moving on to the next item of the program for today is the introduction of NDA personnel that are in our midst this afternoon. The end of the delegation of NDA team to this special training today is no other person than the #1 aquatic officer in Ekiti State. Today, the state commander of narcotics, and not Sunday Rufus. State commander, sir. Sitting on his right hand side is the deputy state commander, deputy commander of narcotics, Muhammad Kabir Ijora. And sitting at the back are some of the management team of the command. We have the organ in charge of operations and training, deputy commander in charge of operations and training, this year Ogunseji Samuel. And sitting next to the DC Operation and Training is the Deputy Commander in charge of Assets and Financial Investigation, Ogunseji. Sitting next to him on his left is the Mother of the Command, Deputy Commander of Narcotics in charge of Administration and Logistics, Akemi. And sitting beside the Deputy Commander in charge of Administration and Logistics is the Assistant State Commander in charge of Operation and Training, Benjamin Boyekari. We also have in our midst this afternoon the Command Head of Prosecution and Legal Service Department, Assistant State Commander Adebayo Oluwafemi. My name is Ifeoluwa Fami, the Public Relations Officer of the Command and Assistant Superintendent of Narcotics. Now I will invite the Nigerian Army personnel to introduce this gentleman, sir.
Thank you very much. The Public Relations Officer for the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, State Command. The State Commander of Narcotics, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Mr. Enhancement Rufus. The Deputy Commander, Director of Studies, Nigerian Army College of Logistics and Management, Principal Staff Officers of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Chief Instructors, members of directing staff, students of senior leadership and staff officers for 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Major P.I. Sunday, member of the directing staff and the sponsor directing staff for this study tour to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, the State Command, who are hosting us in this hall, the venue for today's event. Sir, this afternoon you are visited by a team of staff and students of the Nigerian Army College of Logistics and Management. Before I commence this introduction, please permit me to give you a synopsis of the premier military logistics institution in the armed forces of Nigeria. The Nigerian Army College of Logistics and Management was established to train middle and senior cadre officers in the planning and execution of logistics support to Nigerian Army operations. Since its inception, the college has remained a center of excellence for the training of logisticians and manpower that run 4 courses in a year. These courses are the logistics staff course, logistics management course, junior leadership and staff officers course, and the senior leadership and staff officers course. The course visiting you today is the senior leadership and staff officers course 3 of 2025. It is noteworthy to state that the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency is the foremost security agency in curbing illicit drug production, importation, exportation, sale, and trafficking in Nigeria. The agency has been able to support individuals struggling with drug addiction by conducting awareness programs amongst other efforts to educate the public on the dangers of drug abuse. In achieving these goals, the Ekiti State National Drug Law Enforcement Agency Command has its area command to deal decisively with issues of drug trafficking within the state. The drug abuse within the state at its satisfactory pedestal. The quest to conduct research on national security with particular emphasis on Ekiti State through a combined society approach informed the exercise Nigerian Study Tour for this year. Accordingly, exercise Nigerian Study Tour is an environmental research visit to selected states of the Federation. The exercise constitutes a major aspect of the Nigerian Army College of Logistics and Management geostrategic curriculum for this course. The theme for exercise Nigerian Study Tour 2025 is optimizing national security focus across the state. The purpose of our visit to your formation is to afford students of senior leadership and staff officers course 3 of 2025 the opportunity to establish the link between public and private partnership and national security.
These documents capture what whole of society approach is all about. The documents make it obvious that the job of fighting drug war cannot be done by NDLA alone. It must be by the collective effort and responsibility of all strata of society, stakeholders, opinion leaders, government officials, sister security agencies, and as many who are ready to come on board to win this war together. So it is no surprise that here in the state, this approach has been domesticated. The state and public health and drug misuse, drug abuse, trafficking, and cultivation. So therefore, this has been documented here, domesticated here in the state. Some of them I'm going to be discussing. Next slide, please. And by whole of society approach, we mean a collaborative effort where all sectors of society, both in the public, to address complex issues and achieve common goals. It is an approach where all hands are on deck and in the state investigation. Another special security task force has been established to tackle the security situation in the states and enhance security is Operation Bush Combing exercise. It is also a joint task force, but this one comes on a quarterly basis from time to time where officers are drafted from different agencies in the state to target kidnappers. They go from local government to local government, going from one forest to another forest to fish out those that are hiding in the forest to commit crimes. One of NDLA has been playing an active role in this exercise as well. And then during festive season, there is what in the same also called the Joint Task Force, which is meant to curb the heightened security threats during festive season, from Christmas to Ileya to Ramadan to Easter period. And then in Ekiti State, they also have what they call Ekiti State Security Network Agency, the Amotekun Corps, and Agro Marshal for local intelligence gathering and community policing. The picture you are seeing on the screen was the picture of their POP when the governor of the state, His Excellency General Abayomi, commissioned them. Next slide. And we thank God we have the Deputy State Commander here. He's the one on the screen here. We've collaborated in different areas with men of the Nigerian Army to carry out several operations, like the State Commander has rightly said. Now, before we go to that place, one of the achievements of these special security task forces in the state is it has led to series of arrests, series of seizures, and series of farm destruction, because there has been that common ground has been opened up for us to share intelligence and collaborate on assignment to ensure that there is safety and security in the state. Right, next time. Another major area where the whole of society approach schools, which is targeted at those who have never abused drugs before, to prevent them from even trying it at all. On the basis of prevention is better than cure. Then another thing that the secretary has done in the whole of participation in selected public events. For instance, the World Drug Day. World Drug Day is celebrated on June 26th of every year. And it should be of interest that last year's edition, the wife of the governor, Her Excellency, that we are having, and it has boosted the campaign, it has given it more credibility and more approval from committees on drug control, like the Ekiti State Drug Abuse Control Committee, which NGLA is a member of, and to which we have carried out a lot of joint awareness campaigns and sensitization rallies within the state. The state government, through the office of Her Excellency, has supported carrying out for further investigation and further action. Without the whole of society approach, where there is collaboration among all the stakeholders in the state in fighting criminality, this would not have been possible. And like I rightly said earlier, Ekiti State is one of the states in the country where cannabis sativa is cultivated on commercial sativa. Nothing less than 100. There was an operation we carried out with the support of men of the Nigerian Army that lasted for 3 days in Ekiti. 3 days with the support of over 70 laborers. But Yoruba will say, thank you, sir. Always, it's a problem that continues to rear its ugly head. Another collaboration that we have enjoyed, which has led to massive success. On 29th of April 2024, there was an accident that happened along Ijora Road, where some people who disguise as lawyers were using lawyers' wig to transport cannabis, to transport bags of cannabis. Luckily for us, they were intercepted by the state agro marshal. In their effort to evade arrest, they crushed one of the guys, one of the agro marshal state's security personnel. Their colleagues made a call to our office that please come and help us. We had to rush the scene, recover the exhibit, but the guys escaped. But their vehicle were confiscated and the bags of cannabis sativa recovered. We were able to recover a total of 250 kilograms of cannabis sativa from the scene. So this is some of the things we have enjoyed in the states with other security agencies and collaboration. And it will be interesting to know that in the state, information flow effortlessly from the traditional rulers to the NGOs. Some people will call, hello, please, so people are doing so in our state, in our community, come and help us. And sustain this campaign, but despite that, we have never relented and will not relent. In Ekiti State, there is no rehabilitation center. And when people come to NGLA crying to us to come and help their children, we find out that the best we can do is refer them to our command in Akure or refer them to state hospital. But they don't have a rehab center. Then somebody came to report us that the son has sold almost everything inside the house to take cannabis. The father said, Ijora, keep it with me. Please come and help me arrest my son. Just keep him with you. Let him stay with you. So lack of rehabilitation center is one of the major challenges in the state and we are the limited capacity of NGLA and state institutions in rural areas. For some of our guys that came to our office, I know you must be very, very surprised when you go to the state headquarters office. It is a rented apartment. It is one of the major issues that NGL is facing with, but which we believe by the grace of God will be overcome very soon. And which has been overcome because God has helped us. Very soon our permanent office building will be commissioned. All thanks to the chairman, chief executive officer, Brigadier General who retired, one of your own. So please help us celebrate. So Nigerian Army has been a blessing to NGLA, both in the field and even at home. So we appreciate you, sir. Thank you for giving us Guamawa for free. And moving on, the second question, the second required resources in the state, an effort to harness natural resources for national development as it concerns the contribution of NGLA in the state command. This is one of the program that aims to reduce and eliminate illicit cultivation of drug crops through development measures which are more sustainable, more promising, and more readily accepted than strategy based on repression only. It is a subsistence program that helps farmers transition from the illegal cultivation of illicit plants to legal and sustainable farming through the provision of technical assistance and training to adopt new agricultural practices. Now, this initiative will greatly contribute to the preservation of the state forest reserves, thereby boost the economic growth of the state. And luckily for us today, the organ that is in charge of that unit is here with us. At the back is Assistant State Commander Tolishe Olatunji, who is in charge of humanity development unit of the. So please, let me the next lecture. Resources of the state. The third request is leadership and management concepts as well as techniques. This has helped us and which has helped NGLA to operate an intelligence-led operation. Gone are the days where we operate in a reactive way. Now we are the one that puts mechanism in place to source for information, to process the information. Like my guy will say, we can be on you for 1 year, monitoring your movement. It has helped to reduce casualty. It has helped to reduce attack. It has helped and it has boosted our success rate in all our operations. And it has helped in the mapping and monitoring known drugs hotspots and use of data to and trend analysis to guide operational development and resource allocation here in the state. Another management concept that has been deployed here in the state is community-oriented policy and stakeholder engagement. This adopts a community-based management philosophy which ensures strong collaboration with traditional rulers, religious leaders, school and civil society organizations. The WADA campaign of the agency, which is run by our chairman, WADA means War Against Drug Abuse, built on this approach of secondary school students within the state on different topics. And the winners are given cash rewards, and others are given educational materials like books, posters. There was one we had in collaboration with one of our NGO, Ijora Foundation, where some of the students were given scholarship. It is one of the ways members of the public benefit from NGLA CSR initiative. No, before. Another one is NGLA in our host community here in Ekiti. We are the first responder to emergency security situations. In our office, even the one that does not concern NGLA, when husband and wife are fighting, they rush to NGLA office. When
okay. Question.
Sir, I'm Major P. What are the end stage of this cannabis sativa farm after discovery by the NDLA?
Please be audible.
What are the end stage of this?
End stage.
End stage of this cannabis sativa farm after discovery by the NDLA.
Okay.
I am.
Switch on the mic.
What are the synergetic measures put in place by
National Drugs Law Enforcement Agency with neighboring border states of National Drugs Law Enforcement Unit in combating drugs crime in the state with a view to sustaining national security. Put in place by National Drugs Law Enforcement.
Truly.
I am Major T. Tiole. Sir, what is the feedback mechanism adopted by the Drug Law Enforcement Agency in the Ekiti State in optimizing a whole society approach in combating illicit drugs in the Ekiti State? The feedback mechanism.
Which of the strategy adopted by the Nigerian Law Enforcement Agency in tackling drug population is the most effective? And then, can you please throw more light on the Operation Bush Combing? What does it entail?
Okay, at this point in time, may I respectfully call on Mr. Ifeoluwa Kabi to respond to the question.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank God the action is expected. All right, when NGLA arrests or recover drugs, what we do is we need to look. If you come to our state headquarters office, you will show exhibit room. So the drugs that have been seized over the years, past 4 years, past 10 years, that is where they are kept, including cannabis sativa. Then the agency will approach the Federal High Court for an order to destroy. Once the judge of the Federal High Court gives the order to destroy, it is a public event. We always invite members of the public to come and witness the destruction. So the end state of cannabis that have been seized is destruction, sir. And not just cannabis, all other illicit drugs, they are destroyed. Maybe very soon, when they say, well, we want to destroy the ones we have seized over there in the state commander can extend the invitation to you. And I hope you will be available to join us. Then the third question, what are the...
Invite the Deputy Commander Director of Studies to make his remarks.
In Ekiti State, NDLA Command, Commander Aina Songe Rufus, your senior staff officers that are here with you, the chief instructors, members of the directing staff, our students of senior leadership and staff task force of 2025. You know, I have not been to Ekiti State like I told some other people. But this is my first time of coming. As we were coming, yesterday I was thinking, Ekiti State is, when you talk of security, contemporary security challenges, Ekiti State has not been on the news for any serious security issue. And I started thinking, what is it that Ekiti State is doing that possibly other states are not doing? And then, which we could copy. You know, I go to my, incidentally, this place that we're having this lecture is the hotel where we're staying. So I got to my room and I saw a notice on the door, a warning that people should not smoke Indian hemp in this room. NDLA will come for you. Possibly this is where the problem is. You know, and then listening to the lecture this afternoon, this sativa is being cultivated and planted in Ekiti State and Edo State. You know, not Edo, Ondo State. I was tempted to, you know, as a teacher, I always interrogate this. I've started thinking, I said, okay, possibly there will be many reggae musicians in Ekiti State, or reggae music lovers. And then I think Jamaicans would love to come and stay here, because that is their food. But on a serious issue, I have been thinking, if somebody can drive or move through a farm of cannabis sativa that will take him 2 hours or more, then it means they are not doing it in hiding again. They are not farming in hiding again. Because you are expecting that this kind of crop that is illegal by law, you know that it's legal, and yet you are cultivating. It gives credence to what he was saying. I was thinking of that too. I say, what is it that must be attracting people to cultivate this thing other than other plants? Then you look for that thing that is giving them that motivation, even though the farms are being destroyed. Search for that thing. Where is the market? Because for somebody to cultivate this in tons, where is the market? How will he move those things? So those are the kind of things we debate. And I was really tempted to try to find out. I said, this plant, from the time it is planted to the time it is harvested, how long does it take? How many? 3 months, 6. Because it's possible that the turnover is encouraging them to it's something that you found, you just plant it and in 3 months' time you harvest it. You harvest it. You will see that it will encourage people to do, if in a whole year you can plant like 3-4 times. But we need to look at the market. I'm happy to note that it was mentioned that it is very important for us to have a drug-free society. It's only when the society is healthy that the society will be able to develop. Drugs are not good for us. I want to also note that in our college too, the NDLE is on this issue of drugs. So we have that collaboration. It says nexus between drug abuse and crime. Very correct. Why? Because drugs give the criminals some false confidence. We used to call it German confidence, to go and do the things they are doing. Maybe when they take this drug, they will look at other people as if they are ants or something, and they give them some false confidence. So there is a connection between drug abuse and crime. And when we talk of drugs, it's not only this cannabis, but this cannabis is just the one that is has become something else at this level. They stay here. Your time. You were expecting that we come to meet you, that you came to meet us. So it's like you came to us instead of us coming to you. When we were coming back from the police headquarters, and I was told that it will be held here, I told the chief inspector, I said, if it is here, even in Jalabia, I can come. And then we can stay here till night. I will just only walk to my room, that's all. So we appreciate your time. We know that you'll be so busy. If you can be tackling this kind of hectares of farm, I know you must be very busy with this work. So I want to appreciate that. And then I want to I will address that. Then Very key, something you mentioned. If you are able to reduce the demand and then strangulate the supply, then you reduce this problem to the barest minimum. You may not be able to eradicate it completely, from what I have seen, what I have heard. But when we reduce it to the barest minimum, then we will have a better society. I think part of the problem that is contributing to that problem here is that you have many higher institutions in this state. You see, the institutions were established to educate people, but the problem, social problems too, of the students too, and their core activities and all those other things have also brought the problem of drug abuse again. So it's possible that the presence of these institutions is also hyping this problem of drug abuse. Honestly, I want to say the time we've had this has been very enlightening, very beneficial to not only our students, but to us also. I think we appreciate the problem better now that we have come on ground. And then we would also be some form of ambassadors of your agency to the world in respect of the dangers of this thing. And we appreciate you also for having acknowledged one of our own, who is the head of your agency, for the transformation he has brought to bear system agency. I have a boy, that note, I want to thank you most sincerely and continue to wish you the best in your agency as you tackle this menace in our country. Thank you and God bless.